Welcome back. So today a special workout specifically for runners. So I am a runner myself and I found Pilates to be helpful for running too. But don't worry, even if you're not a runner, you will benefit from this workout. We'll try to address stability in the hips and unilateral work, as when we are running, we are not working the two legs together or the two arms together. So we'll start with some stretching on the hip flexors and hamstrings to make sure we can activate this muscle efficiently when we will go into the workout. So for that, we start on our knees. Just let me be like that, you can see me better. So we bring the right foot forward, keeping the knee bent, bringing the foot a little bit in front of the knee, so not just directly underneath. Try to bring your two hips parallel to each other and parallel with the floor, so in line and parallel with the floor. So make sure we don't have one hip up and the other down. Abs are on, and we'll press the hips forward, making sure we don't drop the hips. So we just press forward. We want to achieve an opening here on the left side, so on the hip flexors on the left side. So just bringing your knees a little bit forward, bringing your hips with you, pressing your left knee down into the mat and finding the stretch here. Now come back just center, extend your right leg forward, so keeping the left knee straight, flex your left foot, and this time you press your hips back. Again, you don't drop the hips, and you think about pressing or reaching your tailbone towards the ceiling and lowering your trunk toward your thigh. Again, making sure the two hips are parallel to each other. This time we are targeting the hamstring of the right side. And lift back up. Bring your foot down. We go to the other side. So your left knee is now down. Your right knee is now down. Your left foot is forward. Just a little bit forward of the knee. Two hips parallel to each other. Abs on, core on. And reach your hips forward, stretching the front side of your right hip. Right here. Feel the stretch on the hip flexors. So for that, make sure your abs are on and make sure not collapsing, letting go of the abs and going into your lower back. Here you won't feel any stretch of the hip flexors. So making sure your abs are on and actually tuck your tailbone forward on this one. Now coming back to the center, extend your left leg, flex your left foot, and this time reach your tailbone towards the ceiling, reach your trunk forward. And hamstrings. It's really easier to find the hamstrings than the hip flexors. And lifting back up. So now that we stretch the hip flexors and hamstrings, we'll go into the workout, the actual workout. So keep your knees bent, feet open, hip distance apart, grab the back of your thigh and roll all the way down on your mat. Keeping the feet down flat on the mat, keeping them open, hip distance apart. Bring your arms by your sides. Make sure your collarbones are wide, your chest is open, but your rib cage is closed, braced. Abs are on, core is on. Pull your heels towards your glutes. We're going the articulation of the spine. We don't have to articulate the spine all the way up on the first reps. So making sure you go easy. We want the articulation of your spine. That's the most important thing, the range of motion in your back. Abs are on. Exhale, you imprint your lower back. Press, flatten your lower back into the mat. And start lifting your hips. Then the lower back towards the ceiling. Go here if you want to, go a little bit higher if you can, but go easy on yourself. That's the first reps. Inhale, exhale, hold back down. Try to touch one vertebra after the other on the mat. Inhale, exhale, imprint, tuck the table, articulate a little bit higher. Reach your knees forward. Inhale, exhale, hold back down.
And again, inhale, exhale. Imprint and articulate. Press into your upper arms, go higher. Try to reach your hips towards the ceiling, making sure your ribcage stay braced, stay closed. And articulate back down, starting from the chest, mid back, lower back, and table. We go for 2 more. Try to make sure you go the full articulation on these 2. Pull your heels towards you and articulate. All the way up, reach your knees forward, making sure your hamstrings are on, your inner thighs are on to avoid opening the knees to the sides. Keep the knees in line with the hips. Inhale, exhale, roll back down. And we go for 1 more, last one. Exhale, imprint. Abs are on, hamstrings are on. Inner thigh are on to keep your knees in track with your hips. Inhale at the top and exhale, roll all the way down. Open your arms now in a T position, hands in line with the shoulders, making sure you reach out, but we don't want to let go of the rib cage. Your abs are on, rib cage is closed. Bring one leg up to tabletop position. So table, your knees just over the hips, your shin is just parallel to the floor. Other leg up to tabletop position, knees and feet come together, squeeze the inner thigh, squeeze the knees together, squeeze the feet. Inhale, we go into a rotation of the lower part of your body, just underneath the rib cage. So the upper part stay down on the mat, the other one is lowering down. My right hip is lifting up to stay in line with to stay stacked with the other hip. Squeeze the thigh, exhale back to the center. Inhale, lower towards the other side. Keep the 2 feet stacked, 2 knees stacked, 2 hips stacked. Exhale, squeeze the thighs back to the center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. When I'm lowering towards the right side, I make sure my left shoulder blade is still pressing into the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now we lower again towards the left side. We extend the top leg up straight, but the knees and thigh are together still. We exhale, we squeeze back to the center, back to the tabletop. Inhale. Extend. Exhale. Back to the tabletop. Inhale. Extend. Exhale. And table. Extend. And table, one more each side. Extend. Table, last one. And table. Bring your feet down on the floor. Open the feet back to hip distance apart. Interlace your fingers, bring your hands behind the head. Make sure you press your head. Your neck is long first, so make sure you press your neck long. You press your head into your hands and you tuck your chin slightly toward your neck. Your elbows are opened. You can see them in your peripheral vision. And on an exhale, making sure we are not tucking the tailbone. We stay in a neutral spine. The core is on. On an exhale, we curl the head and chest up. Inhale at the top. And exhale, go down. Breathe into your rib cage. Exhale. When I inhale, I'm just expanding my rib cage to the side. I'm not bulging my belly up. And exhale down. And again, exhale. Exhale. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale at the top. Exhale down. Last one. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale down. We go for a few more reps, a little bit faster. So for the breathing, we exhale to lift. Inhale, we go down. Exhale. Exhale. Keep my neck long. Exhale. Last one. Exhale, lift back up. Stay up here. Make sure you're elevated. Your rib cage is elevated. Keep your 2 hips stable, so no movement in the hips, knees stable. We go into the rotation now, so into a rotation. We rotate the trunk towards the right side. So trying to reach the left side of the rib cage towards the right hip, elevating my rib cage. Inhale back to to the center and staying lifted. Exhale, rotate towards your side. Inhale, center. Exhale. Exhale. Rotation and lift. Rotation and lift. Good. Exhale. 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 One more each side. Center and lower all the way down. Extend your legs flat on the floor. Open your arms back to a T position. Hands in line with your shoulders. Right here. Keep your left leg pressing into the mat. Bring your right leg up to tabletop first. If you can, you extend your right leg all the way up to the ceiling. If it's too much in your hamstrings, you can stay into a tabletop and you think about moving the side, keeping the 90-degree angle at your knee. So either here or here. We bring the leg on an inhale, we bring the leg across the body, and on exhale we go down and around. So the point here is to keep your stability in your hips. So I don't want you to go here. The hips stay down on the floor. We want to move the leg into the hip joint. So here you're here with your leg straight. If you're in tabletop, you go here and exhale down. Use your breath. You inhale to lower, to bring the leg across the body, and on exhale you go down and around. And inhale, exhale down and around. Staying here, we go the reverse direction. So we inhale to open to the side, exhale down and around. Inhale, exhale down and around. Be gentle on yourself. We all have a different range of motion in the hip. Try to do the move right, not the biggest that you can. Last one, if you're on table, you go with the thigh down and around. Then your knee back to table, bring your feet down, extend the leg. We go to the other side. So the other leg on the floor is here to stabilize you. So make sure you're strong, you're reaching and you're pressing with this leg too. Bring the left leg now up to table and straight towards the ceiling. We're staying into a table. We inhale, we bring the leg across. Exhale, we go down and around. Inhale, exhale, down and around. Exhale. Exhale. Last one this direction. And down. And we reverse. If you're on tabletop, you think about the thigh. Inhale, open to the side. Exhale, down and around. Inhale. Exhale. Straight. Inhale. One more. Then your knee table, bring the foot down. Keep your knee bend the other knee. Keep your feet open, hip distance apart. Bring your arms by your side, palms facing down. Bring your feet and knee together. Squeeze the thigh together. Pull your heels towards you so your hamstrings are already engaged. Your shoulder blades are pressing down into the mat. Your core is on, and on an exhale, we squeeze the glutes, we lift the hips straight up towards the ceiling. And inhale, we go down. Exhale, straight up. Inhale, go down. Make sure you don't lose the hamstrings engagement throughout the move. So you pull your heels, your feet towards you, making sure you're not pressing forward with the feet. You're pressing towards you. That will help you engage the hamstrings. Exhale. Last one. And down. Now keeping the knees together, keeping the thigh together, you extend your right leg. So your right leg is straight, but your thigh and knees are still together. You pull your left heel towards you, so you will use your left hamstrings. And exhale, same movement, no articulation of the spine. You lift the hips up and down. And exhale, keep pulling your heel towards you. Your left hamstring should be on, burning maybe already. Exhale. Two more. Last one. And down. Bend your right knee, bring your feet together, pull your left heel towards you, extend your left leg. Same thing, making sure you keep squeezing your knees and your thigh. Right heel is pulling towards you, hamstrings are on the right side. We exhale, we squeeze the glutes, we lift straight up. Inhale, touching down. Exhale. And exhale. And try to open, to extend the top part of the hip when you are up. Exhale. 2 more. And last one. And touching down. Bend your knee, extend the 2 legs straight. Keep the legs together, feet pointing, extend your arms overhead. Take a stretch here if you need to, so reaching your legs forward, reaching your arms overhead. 1 breath here, and now bring everything back on. When I say that, I mean your core should be back on, your ribcage should be back closed. So pulling your abs on, closing the ribcage, bringing your shoulders down, but still your arms are straight. Inhale here, lift your head and chest up, go on the top part of on the tips of your shoulder blades, and on an exhale you hold all the way back up. Keeping your C shape here, shoulders over the hips. I'm not collapsing, I'm still up into a C shape in my spine. Inhale, exhale, hold down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale at the top, exhale, hold back down. And last one, we'll stay up. Inhale, exhale. All the way up. Bend your knees. Find your point of balance, bringing one leg up to table and then the other. So you are between the sit bones and the tailbone. You keep your knees together, your feet together, the shins parallel to the floor. Let go of your arms, palms are facing each other. Keep your chest open and pull your thigh towards you, toward your trunk. And pull. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Keep your balance here. Bend your knees. Bring your knees a little bit closer to your chest. Bring your heels closer to your glutes. And go down with your hands on your ankle. Roll your spine. Curve your spine. Find a ball shape in your body. Inhale, rolling down. Exhale, roll back up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep your ball tight. So really try to be the smallest balls that you can. Exhale. Last one. Exhale. Now extend your legs all the way flat on the mat, straight in front of you. Make sure you're on your mat still. Make sure you're on your sit bones. So let go of the flesh underneath your sit bones. Open your feet shoulder width apart, so a little bit wider than the hips. Flex your feet. Bend your knees a little bit if you need to make sure your trunk will be perpendicular to the floor. And you will need to bend your knees if your hamstrings are too tight, so that's okay. I will keep my knees a little bit bent. I bring my arm parallel to the floor, palms facing each other. I'm thinking about as if I had a wall behind me, so I'm sitting straight against the wall. And I'm inhaling to prepare. Exhale, I'm curling my head, my neck, my shoulders. I'm reaching forward. I'm not collapsing on my thighs, so I'm keeping this round shape. If I go forward, rolling down and forward. Inhale the bottom, exhale. Restacking the spine, rolling back up one vertebra at a time, sitting tall again against this wall. Inhale at the top, exhale. Reaching forward, curling. Inhale, exhale, restacking the spine one vertebra at a time, all the way back to straight spine. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, back up. One more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All the way back up. Bring your legs together. Bring your arms back. Bring your fingers facing the side. If you're okay on your shoulders, you can be here with your fingers facing forward. But I just want to make sure you don't go into any internal rotation of the shoulders. So if it's too much, if it feels weird, just go here with the fingers facing the side. Bend your left knee. Keep your right leg straight, with the foot pointed. Make sure you're not collapsing on your spine here, collapsing on your chest. You reach up, so you're pressing into your arms, you're strong on your shoulders. You lift your hips straight up here. You pull your left hip toward your left heel toward you to engage the left hamstring. And we reach the right leg up and down. And reach and down. Exhale. Two more. And last one. Lower the hips down. Extend your left leg now flat. Bend your right knee. Pull your left heel, right heel. I don't know my left and right anymore. So right heel towards me. I lift the hips straight up. I keep pulling my right heel towards me to keep the engagement on my right hamstring. And I lift the left leg. And down. Exhale. And down. Two more. And last one, lower the hips down. We go now on all fours, so hands and knees. Making sure your knees are open hip distance apart, just over the hips. Strong core here. Making sure I'm not collapsing. Here I'm collapsing my chest between my arms. So I'm strong into my shoulders. My neck is long, just in line with the spine. My shin is stuck a little bit. My abs are on. And I will extend my right leg out. I tuck my pelvis forward a little bit just to make sure my abs are on and I'm not collapsing on my lower back. And I extend the other leg out, so left leg. You're on your toes. Strong plank position. You bend your right knee touching slightly down on the mat and you extend. And left knee and extend. So I make sure that I'm not collapsing my hips when I bend. So I'm still strong in my pelvis. And extend. I keep my neck long, making sure I'm not collapsing. One more each side. Extend. Last one. Extend. Stay right here, strong on your front support, on your plank position. I lift my right leg up. And I'm staying here. Lower down. Extend the left leg up. And down. And right. And down. Stay strong. Lift. And lower. One more each side. Breathe. Last one. Down. Bend your knees. Lower your hips toward your heels. Reach forward. Release the tension. In the shoulders. So strong work in the shoulders, in the abs. Lift back up onto all four. Abs are still on. Your knees are still open, hip distance apart. And just over your hips. Pull your abs on. Make sure again you have your nice starting position. So you're not collapsing between your shoulders. You're strong here. And you will reach your right arm forward, parallel with the floor, and extend the left leg out. So opposite arms and leg. Here we will inhale to open leg and thigh, and leg and arm to the side, and exhale we go back to the center. Inhale. Exhale. Stay strong. So you're pulling your left hand toward your right knee to engage the core, to stabilize. Exhale. Two more. Last one. Exhale. Bring your hand down, bring your knee down. Readjust your position. Arms are strong. You're pressing your hands into the mat. Your neck is long, your heels are away from the shoulder. We extend the left arm now forward and the right leg. Strong here, making sure you're not collapsing into your lower back. We open leg and arm to the side, exhale back to the center. Exhale. 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 Last one. Exhale and lower back down. And we lay down on your side. So let's just start with this side. So use the back of your mat again to find your alignment. Lower down, all the way down, bringing your head down on your bicep, making sure your shoulders, your hips, your legs are in line. If you need to for balance, you can bring your feet a little bit forward, just small balance shape, and bring your top hip forward again, just a little bit to make sure you're balanced. Make sure you're not collapsing on your left side. Your left side is on, your two hips are stacked. Here, we bring the other hand in front on the fingers for support. We find an external rotation, so the two legs into an external rotation. You're up on your toes on your bottom leg, flexing your top foot. You will lift the top leg up, pointing the foot. Now you flex and you touch the heel in front of you. Lift the top leg, point the foot, flex the foot, touch your heel back. Lift up, inhale, pointing the foot, exhale, touching down. So throughout the move, my legs stay into an external rotation. So I don't go here, I don't rotate my knee. My knee is always facing a little bit slightly towards the ceiling. And I point to lift, and I flex to touch forward, point and touch back. Lift, pointing and touching forward. And back. Staying here on this one, we stay into an external rotation. We keep the point on our foot. We go into circle with the top leg. So we go bringing the leg forward, up and circling back. And forward, up and circling back. You go as far back as you can, keeping the stability in your hips, keeping your abs on. So make sure you don't go here into your lower back. And keeping the external rotation, so the knee slightly facing towards the ceiling. And back, forward, and back. Last one, and back. Stay here. We reverse. So we start bringing the leg back. We lift, and we circle forward. We go back, lift, and circle forward. Same thing, making sure we don't arch the lower back. And we keep a slight external rotation in the leg. And back. Forward. For last one. And forward. And lower down. Lower the two legs down. Lift back up onto your forearm. Bend your two knees. And bring the thigh in line with your chest. Right here. We extend the top leg, we lift and extend the top leg just hip high. We press the top leg back. We keep the thigh where it is. We just bend at the knee. Keeping the knee bent, we bring the thigh forward. When we're forward, we extend the leg. So it's like cycling the top leg. You press back, keeping this nice opening at the hip, keeping the thigh where it is. You bend at the knee. You keep the knee bent, you bring the thigh forward, and then you extend the leg. Press back, keep the thigh still, bend the knee, keep the bend at the knee, bring the thigh forward, and extend. A little bit faster, press, bend. I move just to make sure I have enough space to do the move. I press, bend, and extend forward. Press, bend the knee, bring my thigh forward, extend. Press, bend the knee, forward, extend. Last one, press, bend, extend, forward. Stay here, we reverse. We keep the leg, the thigh still, we bend at the knee, we bring the thigh back, Now that we are back, we extend the leg and we reach forward. I'm still not in the right position here. I bend my knee, I bring my thigh back, I extend the leg, and I reach forward with the leg extended. Bend, thigh back, keep the thigh still, extend, press out. Bend, thigh back, extend, and reach forward. Last one. And reach forward. And bend the knee, bring the two knees together. Bring the knees a little bit forward to make sure your two feet are in line with the hip. So I don't want you to be here because the feet will be back, away from not in line with the chest. Bring them a little bit here. Making sure you're strong here on your forearm. You keep the 2 feet down and squeezed, and you will open the top knee up and down, and top knee and down. Keep your top hand on your hips to make sure when you lift you don't shift the hips. So the hips stay up, you open as high as you can, you should feel your glutes. And down, exhale, and down. And if you can, find a little bit of resistance when you close to try to make sure that you work the way up and the way down, resisting. And last one, and down. Stay right here. Now we lift the top leg, the full top leg, keeping the 90-degree angle at the leg. We lift, and now we open slightly, and we close all the way down. We lift the full leg, we open slightly into a little bit of external rotation, and we close. And we lift and open, and close. Same thing here, making sure you keep your 2 hips stacked. And lift, and close. 2 more. And close. Last one. And all the way down. Lift back up here. Keep your 2 knees bent. Grab the shin with your right hand and reach the opposite arm up and over. Just stretching the side here. Use your hand on your shin to pull and to feel the stretch on this side. I'm not collapsing on the right side either. I keep around. Lift back up. Bring your hand down on the floor. Fingers facing forward. And you reach the opposite direction, bending the elbow back, bending the left elbow back, reaching. And lifting back up. And now we go to the other side. So reaching your legs down, reaching your arms with the palm down, bringing your head down on the floor. Making sure 2 hips are stacked, 2 legs a little bit forward for support, top hip forward, just for balance. Find an external rotation in your 2 legs, so you're on your toes on the bottom leg. Keep your hand either in front here or on your hip, but on the front will be easier for balance. Keep the external rotation of your top leg. Point your foot, lift up. Flex your foot, touch the heel forward. Lift up, pointing the foot, and flex, touching back. Lifting, pointing the foot, and flexing, touching forward. Point, and touch back. Point, and touch forward. Point, and back. And forward. And back. And forward. Last one. And back. And bring it up here. Keep the external rotation in your top leg. Pointing the foot, we go into the circle of the top leg. So we keep an external rotation. We reach the leg forward, up, and circling back. And forward, up, and circling back. And forward. And back. 2 more. Last one. And back. And we reverse. Make sure you still into your external rotation. You bring the leg back, up, and circling forward. Back, up, and circling forward. And circling. Last one. Good. Bring your 2 legs down. Now bend your knees. Lift up on your forearm on your right side. Keeping the knee bent. bent, bring your thigh in line with your chest, so on the same line. Lift your top leg up and extend up to hip high. No external rotation here, the knees facing forward. Keep your top hand on your thigh, on your top hip to make sure you can feel that you're not shifting the hips. You will reach the leg back. Keep the thigh still, bend at the knee. Bring the thigh forward. Extend your leg straight. Bring the leg straight back. Keep your thigh still, bend at the knee. Reach forward. When you forward, you extend the leg. And back, bend, keeping the knee still, the side still. Bring the side forward, extend the leg, and press back, and bend, and forward. So bicycling, like cycling on one side on your bike. Bend. Once you get the move, you can go a little bit faster to make the move a little bit smoother. And then last one, this direction. Stay here, we reverse. So we bring the leg forward, keeping the thigh still, we bend at the knee, we reach the thigh back, we keep the thigh still, we extend the leg. We reach forward, we bend, reach back, extend, forward, bend the knee, reach the thigh back, extend, reversing the cycling pattern. Forward. Making sure a little bit collapsing here, so make sure you're not collapsing yourself on your arm. Last one. And bending the knees, bring the knees together, feet together, bring the knees a little bit forward, making sure your feet are in line with your trunk and with your glutes. Keeping the feet together, squeezed, you open the top knee up and down, and lift and down. So open it, try to go as open as you can without shifting the hips. So you should feel the glutes here working. And try to resist when you close the legs. And resist. And exhale. Last one. Close the knees. Now we will lift the full top leg up. So you lift even the foot. And once you lift it, you go leave it into an opening and you close. You lift and you open and you close without losing the stack of the hips. Your abs are on, your side is on, and down. And down. Last one. And all the way down. Lift up on a sitting position, keeping your knees bent. Grab the front shin with your left hand and reach the right arm up and over. Stretching the side, bending the elbow back, pulling your hand on your shin to help you find the stretch. Back up to the center. Bring your right hand now down on the floor, fingers facing forward. Bend your elbow back, reach the left arm up and over. And lifting back up. To finish off, we'll go into a little bit of back extension. It may be hard for runners especially, it's hard for me too, because we have a tendency to be right here, to bring the tension in the shoulders and to collapse here. So we want to open the chest, and that's why back extension is a little bit hard for runners. But we have to work this kind of move. Actually, the hard move for us should be the one we should work more. So bring the two legs together, press the top part of your feet down on the floor so much you're reaching the legs back, you press the top part of your feet. So see, I'm lifting my side a little bit of the mat. My nose is down on the mat. My shoulders are holding back. Abs are on. I'm pulling my abs towards the spine. I don't want to press any part of my trunk into the mat. So try to make sure you use the back of your body to lift. My hands are on my side, reaching on my thigh, palms are facing my side, and on an exhale, I'll reach crown of the head, the neck, the shoulder, reach forward and up. And inhale, go down. Exhale. Try to lighten the weight you put into the mat. So making sure you don't use the press of the mat to lift. Use the back of your body. So use here, right here, the back muscles, the back extensors. And down. And think about sliding your shoulder blade towards your glute to engage this muscle to help you lift. And down. Last one. And all the way down. Now bring your arms forward, you go on your fingertips, you open your legs slightly, shoulder width. Lift the legs slightly off the mat, you're on your fingertips. Lift your head slightly also. Abs are on again, making sure you lighten the weight on your mat or the press on the mat. We lift the left leg a little bit higher and we reach the right arm higher too. And we go down. And left arm, right leg, and down. Go easy, don't go too fast. I want you to feel the move. I want you to go like crazy. Reach and lift. And reach and lift. One more each side. And lower all the way back down. Lift back up. Go down to a sitting position, take a few breaths, and well done for this workout. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you like when we do a little bit of specificity in the workout, so today for the runners. Have a good day.